and welcome everyone to your Tuesday edition of the Daily 8 on the News 8 Live Desk. Phil Penarski here with the top 8 stories of the day, and we have some breaking news right off the top to kick off our show today. Michigan Senator Gary Peters announced just a little bit earlier today that he will not be seeking re-election in 2026. The 66-year-old Peters has served as senator for over 10 years now after winning his first term back in 2014. He won re-election in 2020 as well. This will now mark the second straight election cycle where an incumbent Democratic senator will not seek office again in Michigan. Former Senator Debbie Stabenow retired instead of running for a fifth term this past November. Peters had previously served as a United States representative before running for Senate. He is currently the ranking member on the Senate Homeland Security Committee. And for a story that we've been following for a couple of days now, a Grand Rapids mother is facing several charges after investigators say she purposefully set her home on fire with her 3 children inside. It has now been confirmed that one of the children has died. The fire happened on Eastern Avenue this past Saturday. During a press conference on Monday, Grand Rapids Police Chief Eric Winstrom announced the charges against Raconda Singleton. It was also announced today that Singleton has now admitted to the crime. Winstrom said Singleton took out the smoke detectors in her home, poured lighter fluid all over the house, and then set it on fire while her 3 children were still inside. 2 of the children were treated at a hospital, but 12-year-old Shamaya Stewart died on Monday after being in critical condition at Helen DeVos Children's Hospital. A GoFundMe page has been set up for Shamaya's family. Singleton was charged with first-degree arson and 3 counts of child abuse. The soaring cost of eggs is putting a financial burden on bakeries and restaurants across the country, including right here in West Michigan. Prices have reportedly doubled since September for commercial food services. The co-owner of Wealthy Street Bakery told News 8 that he is spending at least $1,000 more on eggs for their breakfast and baked good items for right now. Other restaurants are feeling the sting but have decided to absorb the cost rather than raise their prices for customers. But owners did say that if this rise in prices continues, it may lead to higher costs of menu items in the very near future. The Michigan Department of Natural Resources is looking to bring a once native fish back to the waters in the state. The Arctic grayling was once considered extinct back in the 1930s, but the agency is now working with local tribes in the area to place approximately 400,000 eggs in 3 different rivers later this spring. The hope is to once again bring the Arctic grayling back to Michigan after the species was killed off due to overfishing, log jams destroying spawning areas, and non-native trout coming into the waters. This is not the first time the DNR has tried bringing back the Arctic grayling. They tried it back in 2016 as well, with populations from Alaska and Canada. And we head to Detroit now, where inside the Charles H. Wright Museum of African American History, you'll find an exhibit filled with the artwork of Michigan's own Paul Collins. Collins sat down to talk with our very own George Smith about the exhibit and their life's work. You'll find pieces from around the world, from Harlan to Africa, at the museum. Even after turning 90 years old, Collins says he is still painting and still traveling. You can find the full interview with Collins right now on woodtv.com. It'll also be part of our Black History Month special, which is scheduled for February 20th at 7 p.m. on News 8. And the recent stretch of harsh weather that we've been having here in West Michigan has left the region's blood supply dangerously low. The Arctic blast caused many issues for us, from dangerous travel conditions to major delays and cancellations, and that's part of actually why the blood supply has dipped so low. Dr. Dan Waxman, the Vice President and Transfusion Medicine at Versity Blood Center of Michigan, says that they only have about a 1-day supply of blood at this time after having to cancel some of their mobile blood drives. The typical amount that they would like to have is about 3 days worth of blood. Dr. Waxman is asking for more donations at this time to avoid any delays in treatments for those in need. If you would like to make a donation, we do have ways for you to make an appointment over on woodtv.com. Let's step aside now and get you a look at your forecast today with the help of Storm Team 8 meteorologist Matt Kirkwood.
A cold front moving through this morning with a little fanfare. Winds finally have calmed down from yesterday, but yet another Clipper system is going to roll right across the northern parts of the Great Lakes, and that's going to pick up our wind field. But we are going to miss out on the snow. Up to the north, that is not going to be the case. Some advisories up there for several inches across the UP and also northern lower. So this is what we're tracking. We could see some wind gusts today up around 40 miles an hour, but the snow misses us to the north, and then a chance of a rain-snow mix after a couple dry days for the most part Wednesday and Thursday. Saturday. That rain-snow mix could develop on Friday, especially areas south of Grand Rapids. Sunday, we'll keep an eye on that one as well. Potential another rain-snow mix, but overall, this is without a doubt a warmer week. You can see the hourly planner keeps things relatively quiet. We'll call it variably cloudy. And notice that sunrise time at 8 o'clock is actually going to go before 8 o'clock tomorrow, making some progress on that daylight time. Here's that 8-day forecast, and you can see the chance of a mix for Friday and Sunday.
All right, thanks, Matt. We end today's show with the Grand Rapids Gold as they are giving fans the opportunity to design a jersey of their very own. The team announced the fan design jersey contest earlier this month. Fans have until February 7th to submit a creation of their own, and the winning design will actually be transformed into a real-life jersey the players will wear for the final game of the season on March 29th. After the game, the jerseys will be auctioned off with proceeds benefiting a local charity. We're going to be talking to Brittany DeLand with the Gold coming up at 1 here on the live desk to learn more about the contest. Hopefully you tune in for that one. We will also have ways for you to submit your very own jersey ideas right now over on our website, woodtv.com. And that is going to do it for us today on the Daily 8. We will, of course, be back again tomorrow with 8 more stories for your Wednesday. I do want to thank everybody so much for tuning into this latest edition of the News 8 Live Desk. I'm Phil Pinarski, and we hope you have a great rest of your day.